The stakes have never been higher. The competition has never been stronger. 42 drivers, 25 rounds. One will be crowned champion. Competition, commitment, excitement. This is Lionheart. Tune in Wednesday nights on the iRacing Esports Network to watch the cars and stars of Lionheart, the Lionheart IndyCar Series presented by First Medical Equipment.
This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
In 1585, the Spanish Armada was a formidable force, dominating the seas and promoting fear in the hearts of those who opposed them. In 2019, the Spanish Armada sails again, having the same effect. But it's not the oceans they sail, but rather it be racetracks. The cannons fired are the Williams-Toyota FW31s they drive. Victor Prieto, Fernando Guerrero, Xavi Ross, Spaniards all, who monopolized the top of the point standings. Today, the trio from the Iberian Peninsula hopes to plant the Spanish flag on German soil as the Batteries Not Included series comes to the Nürburgring for round 2 of its 2019 Spring Championship. And you can see all the simulated racing action from green flag to victory donuts live as it happens right here on the Global Sim Racing channel via the iRacing Esports Network. Guten Tag allerseits and welcome! Up in the booth to bring you our bird's eye view, Stefan Slocker, joined by yours truly, Bill Soupzon. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders is our director, Sean Crackers Ambrose, armed with cameras locked and loaded by Dougie Beard. When I see the Nürburgring on the schedule, I immediately think of what drivers call the green hell. But Stefan, the Northern Loop will remain quiet today. Tell us a little bit about the track that will be facing the drivers.
Well, also from me, guten Tag aus Nürburgring. Probably one of the most unique circuits in Europe. The Grand Prix Strecke, located just across the street from the town of Nürburgring in Rheinland-Pfalz, Germany, saw many alterations throughout its years of existence. Starting its life as a short-link racetrack in 1927, it is since 1984 a standalone racetrack. 16 turns are located around this 3.2-mile-long circuit. The characteristics are simple, fast and flowing, built into the rolling hills of the Eifel. The challenges, however, are not. So let us give you an idea of the challenges today's drivers must face as we take you a lap around in our GSRC lap guide.
All right, we've got Clayton McLeod and the GSRC Williams, so let's do a lap around the Nürburgring. Coming down to the Haughook, this is probably one of the best places to overtake. But watch out, because it's a very sharp bend, so drivers might be taking slightly different lines and your pass may inadvertently cross. From there, you head into the Mercedes Arena, which is mostly composed of slow corners. 3 and 4 in particular can be difficult to find speed in, though it will be easy to lose time by overdriving it. Patience will be required, and also a good sense of where your front wing is so that you don't clatter into the other driver's gearbox. Finally, you get to stretch your legs a little bit on the way down to Valvoline. But this bend is much faster than you'd expect, so passes rarely happen into here. Quickly, you've got to pull left and set up for the Ford curve. Anyone who gets a bad exit is going to be very vulnerable. That's because the plunge down towards the Dunlop hairpin offers a great opportunity to overtake. There's a little bit of banking here, but ideally, you want to square it off to give yourself a better launch. Any slow corner like this needs you to be wary of how much you stomp the throttle, then it's easily flat out through the Schumacher S. It'll be tough for the car behind to withstand the dirty air, but if they do, they could be looking for a pass down into 11. Keep your head up if anyone is close behind you. It's another quick switch of direction to set up for Bilstein, which plays a critical role in the lap. Being slow off this corner is like holding the door wide open for anybody halfway close to you. Through the kink, you'll start to climb back uphill, and then it's hard braking for the Vidal chicane. This is a very popular place to overtake, which is why Bilstein is so important. After that, it's a short burst up to Coca-Cola. On rare occasions, you might see a sneak attack at this hairpin, but it takes a specific set of circumstances. A good launch will be important to safeguarding yourself from an overtake down into the first corner, but hopefully you've now finished a lap around the Nürburgring.
Joe Peak doing what nobody does better, talking and taking the viewer around a road course, this time the Grand Prix configuration here at the Nürburgring. You know what? You're watching a Global Sim Racing Channel broadcast, but we're streaming your way on the iRacing Esports Network, the best in the iRacing World Championships, as well as many top private leagues, like the one you're watching right now, are showcased right here on the iRacing Esports Network. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe. GSRC is proud to be part of the IESN stable of broadcasters. Let's take this opportunity now to talk about the points. With only one race in, this pretty much mirrors the results of the first round. We talked about the Spanish Armada. We can see those 3 Spanish flags locking in there in first, second, and third. Victor Prado, Fernando Guerrero, and Xavi Ross all strongly positioned at the top of the chart. 232 points for Victor Prado. Remember that these points come based on strength of field. They use the iRacing system for scoring. Down there in 4th position, that is going to be Tommy Unhola, the Finn driver. And of course, the only real driver that we saw making a show from last season is Thomas Ziegler down there. He's from Germany, sits in 5th. Watch for him to move up the standings, though, as the seasons progress. Okay, we're always picking up new viewers, so Stefan, with those viewers in mind, why don't we talk a little bit about the details for today's event?
Well, we're on the second round of 12, utilizing the official iRacing series, the iRacing Grand Prix series here. So even you can join this without signing up to any leagues or paying any fees. Race length today, 39 laps, 1 pit stop will be required because the fuel is limited. Oh, by the way, we also have 4 drop weeks that will be accounted for during this season. Setups are completely open, so you really want to tinker away and set up your car as much to your liking as you want. Incident cap, standard one for iRacing, 17 incidents, and you're out. Points, official iRacing points are utilized in this batteries not included little private championship in the iRacing Championship.
And the points are only from the broadcast race. Some series do it from all season long or all week long, whatever you score and other things. But this one only from what you see here on the broadcast. So you get to know these guys. And the names you see on the point standings are going to be the ones we're commentating on during the broadcast. Qualifying is underway. Antonio Ortiz Poveda sitting at the top of the qualifying right now, but it's early days. Currently in second is Matt Wood. He's going to try to better that one. Stefan, a bit of a small field, not because there wasn't a lot of interest from the drivers. In fact, there was almost too much interest as we got a split.
You're saying it. We had 32, I think, signed up today. So they split. I think they're splitting at 30. We have 2 splits, 16. Should be fun though. We had lots of racing last time around at Circuit of the Americas. So I'm expecting pretty much the same here once again.
I'm a little disappointed, though, because GSRC pays us by the driver, so we're not going to be making quite the same amount of money as we usually do. We're going to take a look here at one of those Spanish drivers was Xavi Ross. Well, his lap ended quick. There's Jordan Westphal just kind of feeling it out.
One interesting fact, though, you were talking about the championship earlier, and one thing we have to point out, Victor Prieto, he is not here today. Same goes for Fernando Guerrero. So Xavi Ross, he's 31 points behind. He could really go up there and make a run for it. Also, Tommy Anhola, he is here, and I think I also saw Mr. Seeger. Yes, he is. He is 6th right now. So the other 3 of that board are here.
We will do our best to track not only the driver who sit at the top of the points as far as raw points go, but keep an eye on those drivers that are still in the championship hunt, even though you may not see them on the point standings because they are allowed 4 drop races. So even if they miss 1, 2, 3, 4, you still got a chance at the championship. If you look at, here's a guy who was really strong last season. This is Mark Usher. In fact, he's one of the drivers that had a hard time putting in. I'm not even sure he got in 8 races. I think he had to settle for 7, but he was so effective that he was right in the championship hunt, losing it to Clayton McLeod by a single point.
Yes, you're saying it. Last week he wasn't there, but this time around he is here to start his campaign to take the crown finally here. In batteries not included. First lap for him didn't count. He's already on his 2nd lap, and it's looking fast so far.
As we ride on board with Mark Usher, you can see that the German skies are pretty clear. There's little spotty clouds going on up there. Take a look at the weather when we get a chance. As we watch Mark make his way around the track. There's our weather, Steph. What do you think?
Well, it's rather moderate, to be honest. No fog like we had yesterday in the VLN. But yeah, it's 65 degree Fahrenheit in the air, 87 on the track. That's 18 Celsius in the air and 31 Celsius on the track. South, the wind comes from the south, 4 miles per hour or 7 kilometers an hour. So pretty much non-existent. Humidity 60% and partly cloudy skies. So we might see some clouds moving over the track and making it a little bit faster and more grippier for the drivers.
Qualifying is done. Usher locks into 4th position. Let's go ahead and give you the grid right now. On the front row, it's Antonio Ortiz Poveda. He's going to be flanked by Matt Wood. Row 2 is Marco Sanfilippo. Hey, that's a good qualifying spot for him. Mark Usher sits in 4th. The Finn driver, Tommy Anhola, in 5th, flanked by Xavi Ross. We saw him sitting in 3rd in the championship points. The German driver, Thomas Seeger, down there in 7th. Stewie White in 8th. James Hall and Kevin Jimenez make up row 5. Steph?
Danilo Sanfilippo is in 11th place. Alongside him will be Thomas Knoll. Philip Blake in 13th place. Not really used to being so far down the order in Camel GT. Jordan Westphal 14th. Tanner McCullough 15th. John Pat Kelly 16th. And not qualifying Mustafa and Erdan.
17 names on the entry list. We expect 17 drivers to take a grid spot, and indeed, Erden did do that one in his number 16 car, so we have a nice field of 17. Should be easy to keep track of them. As we pass over with our little drone cam there, you can see one driver still waiting to take that spot. Spots 6 and 7, I think, still have to get gridded up. That would be, well, Xavi Ross is out there now. I think we're ready to go here pretty soon. Let's get this show underway. Beautiful day to go racing here in Germany. Round number 2 of the Batteries Not Included series. Their second season here on the Global Sim Racing channel. Glad to be with you. For those on the west coast of the United States like yours truly, it's early in the morning, just about 7:15. For Stefan over in Austria, it's Sunday afternoon. You can hear those engines start to harmonize. You know what to do. Gather up the chicken steak country on the cows, low horses are out of the barn, and Antonio Poveda jumps out to a big lead. There is trying to go 3 wide down into the first corner. They get that sorted out. Mark Usher is in second. Unhola moves up to third. Ross and Wood round out your top 5.
And Jamie Hall, with an incredible start right out of the gates, had to back off though, as they suddenly went 3 wide there into the first turn. So he only gained a single position off his starting grid, but man, what a start right off the gate. He gained 2 positions. So great start for him, and also great start for Antonio Ortiz Poveda, who is already up to a 2-second gap to Mark Usher.
Yeah, when you talked about gain of position, though, Usher was gridded on the outside of row 2. He now sits in second position. So he was able to get around Wood and Sanfilippo. And when we're talking about Sanfilippo, we're talking about the Marco variety, as we have 2 of those today. Danilo, the other one. Right now, it is Poveda out in front. Let's see how we do here, though. It's a long race. Lots to play out.
And Tommy Unhola, you can't be as steady as he is. Under attack now for 3rd position, but still in 3rd position. And we saw him there, up there already last race.
Look at that great side-by-side racing. That's Unhola in front of the yellow car, the citrus-flavored car of Xavi Ross, now under attack from Matt Wood. The battle for 3rd is intense. The back half of your top 10, White, Sanfilippo, that would be Marco. Then you go back to Jimenez, Lake, and Hall. Look at this battle, though, continues for 3rd position. Now the citrus-flavored car of Ross maybe has the advantage with some momentum around the outside. And he gets it. Unhola is very loose. He's going to lose 1, 2, 3 positions, maybe. Here comes Wood trying it.
I don't know what Unhola was doing there out of the Mercedes arena. Super wide, about 4 buses would have fit in that gap there between Xavi Ross and Unhola. Because of that, he's gonna lose another 3rd position already and just can't get up on his feet again after that first lost position out of the Mercedes arena.
Really felt like some U.S. short track racing there, where he got freight trained on the wrong side, and he's slow again. Here comes another attack. This is so unusual. Oh, and they touch. That was Sanfilippo. Marco, who tried to get on the inside, made contact with Unhola. He loses there, and now he makes more contact. This is very not unholistic.
But still under attack there from Philip Lake now. The black car on the outside. Can he stick his nose in? No, he cannot. Has to be careful now behind Jamie Hall. They touch. Oh!
That was Phil Lake going off. He got tapped. He thought he had it saved. I thought he was going straight, and then all of a sudden the car went left. Yeah. We're gonna take a look at this, and this is not so much on the drivers that made contact. It just got really crazy back there. Look here.
No, it is actually that Philip Hall was a bit too eager on the throttle there, got loose, and because of that touched the front wing of his teammate Jamie Hall, and he just got loose more and more. So no fault there from Jamie Hall hitting him. It was actually Phil Lake losing his car and hitting Jamie Hall.
You can see Lake really sawing on the wheel there. All right, let's catch our breath, tell you what's going on. Poveda is in the lead by about 2 seconds over Mark Usher. Now, Usher's got a big lead. You look back here at Matt Wood. He races in 5th. Directly ahead of him is Stewie White. and Xavi Ross. White is up 4 spots, started in 8th, racing in 4th now.
Unhola, though, what a first 2 laps for him. Started in 5th, went up to 3rd, and lost in the last lap 4 positions there. So really going the wrong way. Now in 7th position. Just, has to catch his breath now. Has to reallocate all his resources and get up there again.
It was like a spin from White. Right in front of Matt Wood. White was racing in 5th position. You see White in the white car, appropriately enough. This is just a self-spin.
Yeah, the white car of Stewie there spinning out a bit too eager into the first part of the chicane, and then over the bumps on the inside, loses it a bit too hard on the throttle, does a 360 and back on he goes. Now sitting in 11th position just behind Jamie Hall. So he lost a couple of positions, but no harm, no foul, no damage, so he can continue on.
The exciting battle is back here about 7th back with Jimenez in 7th, Thomas Knoll, who we haven't talked about, up 4 spots into 8th position. Now look at this. Zinger is back into 9th. He's fallen 2 spots. The veteran German driver, Hall back there, White, and then Daniello San Felipe. While that was going on, look at this, Stefan. Last time I checked, it was about a 1.5 seconds that our leader had on it, but now Usher's there, and boy, well, Veda is blinking. We have to put our cameras on Usher so we make sure we don't blink away. We ride on board the mark.
Yeah, Poveda has been blinking since the start of the race. I also saw Thomas Seeger talking that it is a bit laggy for him. So 2 people with a little bit of trouble here in this race so far with their internet, but Mark Usher pretty much he doesn't care about this. Already gained a full second last lap around, but they really got themselves away from the rest of the pack, because 3rd place Xavi Ross, he is 4.5 seconds behind Mark Usher.
Let's go to 10th real quick. There's a side-by-side battle. This is the German driver, as Thomas Ziegler. He was in a side-by-side battle with Jamie Hall. He's going to be slow. He's going to have to surrender that spot. And then there's Stewie White that had the spin, trying to make his way back up. Great battle for 9th, and we'll keep an eye on the leaders, and we'll see if Usher makes a move.
Yeah, Seeger struggling a little bit here so far today. Let's see if we can turn it around during this race, but a bit unseagull-like seeing him in the lower half of your top 10.
We look at that battle. I can just report that Usher remains about 7 or 8 car lengths behind the leader right now. We focus on this one for 10th position. That starts to sort itself out a bit as the field gets a little more single file.
Oh, Poveda wrecked!
He's gone. Yes, he did.
Oh. Let's see, that is... Where is that? That's the Warsteiner Kurve, actually. So, yeah, just surfing on the curb there. You're gonna see it in just a moment. Out of the next turn, comes on the curb a little bit too aggressive, surfs on it, and loses the rear there right into the barrier. Heavy wheel damage for him. He's currently limping his car into the pit lane.
When you're saying he surfs on it, do you mean he got the left sides over and the right sides kind of maybe even...
No. He bottomed out.
Yeah.
And because the car bottoms out, the tires don't have the grip anymore, and thus that is then called surfing, because it is pretty much a surfing experience because you have no control over where you're going.
Got it. Needs to be... Take up the skateboard, learn to rail ride that thing. There's Usher up in front now with about 4.5 seconds over the Spanish driver, Xavi Ross.
While we focus on PA, just a little bit update for our Phil Lake fans out there. He has climbed himself up to 16th position during this replay that we saw.
We continue to go back to this battle, which we expect to heat up a little bit here. Hall, Ziegler. Watching everything is White. Right, so that the driver that leads the train, looking back at the driver who finished 5th in points last season, Thomas Zeiger.
Yeah, and the 2 cars ahead
Yeah.
of Jimenez and Knoll, they're also super close together out of Coca-Cola Kurve now. Let's see if Knoll actually can do something, because he's quite close in a slipstream.
Yeah, this is actually a better battle as we ride on board with Knoll looking to maybe make a move inside. He's going to wait. Not sure if these guys are actually faster than the guys who are coming. This could be a 5-car battle pretty quick. Hall, Ziegler, and White on their way. Good racing going on here. Best racing on the track right now. We'll stay on this one. I'll just report that Unhola, after he had his eventful first lap, he's locked himself into 5th position behind Marco Sanfilippo. No battle going on there. This is the best thing we're looking at. This is where the action is.
Yeah, he's just a little bit up the road from Kevin Jimenez, but he is slightly faster than the Spaniard. So yeah, Jimenez, it looks like he's holding up the other 4 cars behind him. A little bit of a Jimenez train here going on, but yeah, Knoll has to go fast or he's gonna lose the train for 5th place.
Great paint job there that you see on the German driver's car. We can report that Pavetta has called it a day. At least we think he has. Look at this. Here they come. That's White taking a peek inside there on Zeiger. Not going to get there.
And that really didn't help his drive off the corner, having to take over the curbs there. Dropped off quite a bit. Let's see if Knoll is close enough. Not really. He locks to the inside, but chance to make a little bit of a scare to Kevin Jimenez ahead.
There we go. With that settling down a little bit, how about a little love back for 13th position? I think under attack now is McCullough. And here comes Phil Lake. What is Phil doing back there so far? This is just not what we're used to seeing from him. Getting used to the racing a car with no fenders, I would guess. Oh, no! That's not the racing line.
That is $5 into the Jinx jar there for you, Soup. Oh, speaking about jinxing, it's Stewie White just spun out of the Mühlenbach-Kehre.
I don't think he nosed it. I think he just got it an inch away from the wall. Oh, look at this. He left away there. There he is. We missed it. That camera wouldn't get us there. The still frame camera missed it. We'll take one more look at this. We'll see if he actually puts it nose in here. Well, that's a good shot. I don't think so.
No, he's about an inch away, but he towed the car.
Oh, he's done. Oh, his car has no nose. Yeah, when I look at him in pit lane, the nose came off.
Did he bin it again? He did bin it again!
Oh, that's what happened. Yeah, he hit it again. Yeah, so
that is unlucky for Mustafa Erden and Stewie White. Quite a bit of netcode there. Spins out Mustafa into Stewie White, and Stewie White goes for one heck of a tumble.
We think we're going to get a replay of this one.
It was just after the spin through the Michael Schumacher S. We have to go a bit further back here. Nope, we have to go back another 20 seconds for sure. Sadly.
We're not going to get that one. Let's come back to 6th position here as we look at this. Here comes Knoll. This is a great battle here with the Menace, Knoll, Hall, and Zeiger. These guys are really close.
Yeah, if you want to... Oh, Jamie Hall with a little bit of an issue there out of the Warsteiner Kurve. Yet again, the second car rides that curb a bit too hard, losing the position over Thomas Sieger.
Let's go to 4th real quick, because a spin from Matt Wood is going to cost him a position. And Unhola picks up a spot. But here comes
does
Wood
he?
fighting back. Boy, look at the room that Unhola gives him. Now that'll give the momentum, though, to the car on the outside. And he grunts his way to hold on to that lead.
In behind, we didn't miss anything. Thomas Seeger tried to make a move on Thomas Knoll, but without success. So we can stay on this battle as Tommy Unhola fiercely defends against Matt Wood.
Wood wants this spot back, and he wants it back now. Unhola says, no, stay on this one because Matt is ferocious. Looking on all sides. I think Wood knows he's faster.
Well, he is faster, but Unhola, we saw it in Austin. He is steady as a rock.
Absolutely. I think once it reminded me of a poker player where the cards just weren't falling his way early on and things were going south on him. He's losing all of his chips. He settled down, took a breath, went into the bathroom, washed his face, came back out, and now he's started to make his stand, working his way back up, now up to 4th. Let's jump back and look at, we'll stay here. Oh, our director's going to take us back. Let's go back. Yeah, this one is just too good to pass up. 6th position, Jimenez, Knoll. Now here comes Ziegler looking right on the back of Knoll. I think he was going to get him this time.
Yeah, this is all about the two Thomas Knoll with the mistake out of the last turn. Can Thomas Seeger this time do something here on the inside? He tried last time, it didn't succeed. This time it does look better. He has the overlap quite a lot, and Thomas Knoll has to give up the position. Move him up into 7th.
All right, my Austrian friend, how about the proper pronunciation of Thomas's last name? How would you give me that one?
I just heard Thomas Seeger. Seeger. I had to get my English pronunciation out there, but Phil Lake is in the pits.
Now this could be, with 29 to go, the early part of it, maybe. This could be scheduled. I think that's just a scheduled stop for Phil.
It was a long stop, though, 11.1 seconds I'm seeing here. I think he had some wing damage that he wanted to have repaired there too. Let's see if he can make it on this one pit stop, or if he has to do a second one.
My guess was the car wasn't feeling well and he limped it around as long as he could to the very front of the window, came in. I think he's good to go from here. We'll see. 28 laps he'll have to put in. All right, so Ziegler now has worked his way up into 7th position. Next on his hit list is Jimenez. Those 4 guys have been pretty much nose to tail.
Alright, and we can just confirm our second DNF of this race, apart from Stu White, who did disconnect already quite a bit ago. Antonio Ortiz Poveda now also did retire his car, as Seeger has quite some problems here through the Mercedes arena.
Able to hold on to that spot. He's going to lose a lot of time to Jimenez. Knoll right behind him. The 2 drivers who are out qualified in 8th and qualified on the pole. Good opportunity for drivers to vulture some spots they didn't think they might be able to get. This commentator always thinking like a backmarker. How many spots can I pick up without actually having to do it? Let's look back in on 4th position. Here comes Wood again. He's taking a sip. He's got his wits about him now, and he's going to try to get back on hold. Through the chicane. You know what? Wood was really good getting into the chicane, not so good getting out of it.
Yeah, the chicane always is a bit weird because it is so tight. It is actually really hard to get a good drive out of it if you try to make a move into the chicane. That didn't work. So yeah, you really have to be careful what you're doing. By the way, behind Thomas Seeger is attacking now Kevin Jimenez into turn 1.
Wasn't able to get him. Boy, he's only a half car length back. He is working hard. Let's stay on this one. Looking back at Seeger.
Oh, very
He
wide
misses
there
the
for
apex
Kevin.
there, yeah. Now the momentum. Oh, you know what? Poor Thomas got right up on the back of the gearbox, lost all of his momentum. He's still going to try it. He was actually too fast out of that corner.
In front, we can report Matt Wood had a little bit of a mistake through the Mercedes arena, completely lost the back of Tommy Onohola, so he's right now about 2.5 seconds behind the fin.
I want to talk about another battle. I want to leave this just for a minute. I want to go up to second position because little by little, Marco Sanfilippo has been gaining on Xavier Ross. That interval now down to 0.8 of a second. We don't need to stay on it long, but I just want to point out that I think that Sanfilippo's going to be there in a couple laps. You see both of them. Look at this. You'll see both of them on your screen right there.
As Mark Usher did put in the new fastest lap of the race, 1:31.291, putting the hammer down there on the rest of the field.
Let's look at. Actually, let's go to 8th position if we could. This is Noel and Hall in a battle. That left us. Sorry, we're jumping the director around a little bit. And by the time we get here, the battle is closed up. They were nose to tail. Just ahead of him now. Here he comes. You got it. Call it.
Yeah, Thomas Seeger around the outside here of turn 2 now. What a move. Actually gets past, but on the brakes, Kevin Jimenez a lot better. So he comes back into this battle. Now has the outside line. Has to be careful of Thomas Knoll behind, who now has to be careful of Jamie Hall. 2x2 going here into the next corner. The left-hander, long sweeping left-hander. Thomas Knoll once again on the attack against Kevin Jimenez, but can't do anything about it. But now Kevin Jimenez with a mistake on the brakes. This battle is kicking off in style.
The German driver glad to be done with that nonsense going on back. Look at how close they are back there. Jimenez, Knoll, and Hall. Wow, they get it sorted out.
Oh, and Phil Lake had more troubles as he just did disconnect from the race.
So we add Lake to another of our drivers who have fallen to attrition. That makes 3.
Yeah, not 100% sure what happened to him. He went loose into turn 6, I think that is, and just called it the day there.
Now we're back on the one that we wanted to look at before one of the commentators stole the camera away. This is McAuliffe and Kelly in a battle for 11th position. These guys have been close the entire time. Trying to get there is Jordan Westfall. And then the driver back in 14th, who might be the fastest of all of them, Mustafa Erdin. Remember, he had some issues. Now, these are the drivers, these 4 drivers back here racing in 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, last cars on the lead lap. How far are they away from being lapped? Well, it's only bad. They got about half a lap to go. I think everyone's going to finish on the lead lap, assuming there is no issues here today. Maybe not.
Wow, Tanner McCullough, obviously well-known blue car, lovely Twitch streamer over there, probably streaming this race right now, sitting in 11th. Currently, he already gained 4 positions from his starting grid of 15th, and he is still in a battle with John Pat Kelly behind. That battle is going on for about, 5 laps, surely. Probably even more than that.
All right. Paul just made the pass on Knoll. We'll take a look at this one. This is worth watching because we've been following the story the entire race. We'll get the replay right now as Hall makes the move. Here it comes. Side by side, we pan back, and there you have the pass made. And I hear somebody spinning right now as I look. Is it Jimenez that just had a spin? I think it does.
Oh, you might be onto something there. No, you're not. I'm sorry. He just locked up his brakes.
Yeah. He did. It was probably a while ago. He did loop it though around as he's back in 10th position now. You remember Jimenez was up a lot farther, so it was back. He's racing on lap 16. He spun it on lap 15, right in front of Noel. So that's why he's not in the mix anymore.
Okay. But yeah, we have Marcus Sanfilippo closing still in on Kavi Ross. He's actually super close now as Ross makes the mistake there.
You got him!
And Marcus Sanfilippo glides past as if there were nobody in the way.
We told you he was coming. Not only did he come, but he went. Look at this though. Ross is not done. He's going to dive it down to the inside, going into one. Side by side, there's going to be more momentum on the top side, but no! He gets the spot back. Woohoo!
Yeah, Sanfilippo, he did brake later there, and that actually cost him quite a bit in the terms of a line there. Not able to close in the turn and just goes super wide, nearly going so wide that he had to take the shortcut there of the Mercedes Arena. So yeah, Sanfilippo only very shortly in the second position.
So we've got good battles going on the track everywhere. Usher has escorted himself to like a 12-second lead on these guys. But you have a battle for second, Ross and Sanfilippo. You have a battle for fourth position between Unhola and Wood. They are nose to tail. We're looking at that one right now.
Yeah, Matt Wood.
Go ahead.
Sorry?
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Matt Wood, he is surely the faster car. He's showing that last lap 5/10 faster than Unhola. But he just isn't as steady as Unhola. We saw only one mistake of Unhola who cost him a lot of positions. But apart from that, he is still going. He didn't make a single mistake that cost him a spin or anything like that. So Unhola once again shows you just have to be fast and steady without pushing, and you're gonna get the results you need.
It's funny how during a race the storylines can change. There was no battles up front, and all the excitement was back 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th back there. Now that has settled down, but all of a sudden we have a battle for second and a battle for fourth.
I can also report something in the...
And we look at Hall here in this battle with Thomas Knoll. This is a battle for seventh.
Alright, real quick, in the battle between McCullough and Kelly, Kelly had a little bit of a spin through the Mercedes Arena, so that battle did clear up, and Tanner McCullough is now without pressure from behind. Just an update for all you Twitch fans out there.
There we go. We look at this battle continuing here with Hall in 7th, Knoll in 8th. Hall up 2 spots. Knoll is up 4 spots. The last car on the lead lap has come in. Mustafa Erden comes in.
And puts a heck of an 11 there out of his pit stall. Nearly actually loses it into the pit building there, but off the limiter he goes, and he is now a lap down to your leader of Mark Usher.
Mark Usher just went around him. Go back to the battle here between Hall and Noah. This is going to end this battle as Jamie Hall's going to come in for a pit stop.
Matt Wood is attacking Tommy Unhola right now, side by side through turn 2.
Unhola fends him off again. Now here comes Wood.
Oh, Wood is around.
Wood. Can he get it rolling before the next cars come? They're coming to the corner right now. Wood gets it out. I think he's going to get out ahead of Ziegler. Going to stay in 5th position. Look at this one more time.
That was the case of being too far to the inside, a bit too greedy with the corner. You can cut that with GT3 cars, but not with cars like the Formula 1 car, because it is gonna snap on you on the slippery cobblestone on the inside.
Back up here. Right now it's still Ross in 2nd, Marco Sanfilippo in 3rd, The other Sanfilippo racing back in 8th position, that is Danello. No pit stops from either one of those two drivers. Jamie Hall is the leader of all the cars who has stopped. He races in 12th position.
Totally missed that pit stop from Jamie Hall, actually. I was just wondering, why is he down so far in the pack? That explains obviously why he is packed there.
All right, I'm going to take you away from this battle for a... Oh, we had a spin there. Who was that? We saw it in the background. Let's see if I can find it.
Marcus Sanfilippo. Out of the Mercedes arena. You're gonna see it in just a moment there on our GSRC replay. But out of the Mercedes arena, it's going to happen. As we go into the Mercedes arena now through the Yokohama Kere. And yeah, on the last curb, he's gonna take that a little bit too much, spins himself nearly out, locks the brake, saves the car, and continues on, but a lot of time lost there.
All that hard work running down Xavi Ross. He's got to do it again now as he's got about almost 5 seconds to get back up to him. Mark
Yeah,
Usher
4.7 seconds between the two as Mark Usher is pitting. I'm sorry for interrupting you there.
That's all right. Staying out, we're going to get a new leader as Xavi Ross is going to stay out. Usher just getting to his box right now. So, he's not going to be wire to wire. As Usher's going to run shorter, Ross is going to run a little longer.
The only other car that is taking also the pit lane is Thomas Noll. Breaking up that battle between himself and Danilo Sanfilippo.
Here's a driver we haven't given a lot of love to, is John Kelly. He's racing up behind Jamie Hall. Now remember, Hall has made his stop. I think Hall's going to drive away. Hall's just working his way through the back markers here who have yet to stop. He just got around Kelly. He's coming up on Jordan Westphal. Westphal and Kelly were in a nice little battle. Kelly says, I'll come in and make my stop right now.
Oh, and right behind them you were just able to see flash by on your screen. That was Tanner McCullough. He had a spin out of the Mercedes arena. So he is back there in 12th now himself.
Kelly makes his stop. Usher, of course, the leader of all the cars who have pitted. The other one that we want to keep an eye on is Thomas Noll. Oh my goodness, there McCullough having some issues. Gets the blue car back out on track.
Yeah, yet again, that is turn 2 right there. Just a bit too fast into turn. Loses it to the outside. And around she went.
Now this is Usher who's made his pit stop. He just got around Matt Woods, putting Wood a lap, getting his lap back actually is what's going on there. Actually, that was just simply a pass for position as Wood comes in to make his stop. So let's see how Wood fares with the drivers that might be able to get him. I think, can we pick up Thomas Noll and see where he is? I think he's the sleeper of all these guys. Noll back on the back straight right now, racing in 9th, but let's see if he gets in and out Sanfilippo. I don't know if he's going to get Sanfilippo. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, let's see where Sanfilippo is. Sanfilippo is already out of turn 1, going into turn 2 right now. So, wrong Sanfilippo. I'm sorry, Danilo Sanfilippo pulling out of the pit lane right now. I knew it's gonna get me at one point, and Thomas Noll side by side with him right now. Has to be careful. That's gonna, yes, it is.
And he rolls over and over and over and over and over, making some ice cream. Dish it up, Mom. Thomas Noll is in the wall.
And that looked like Formula 1 in Bahrain 2016. With the Sauber going over. This time it isn't Sergio Perez. This time it is Thomas Noll going for the tumble. And yeah, very unlucky break for him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I might have got a few extra ones in there for dramatic effect. All right, Xavi Ross is still our leader. He still needs to make a stop. Unhola is in second. He's in the same situation. Mark Usher leads all cars who have pitted in third.
Kevin Jimenez just went into the pit lane from 7th position. He makes the stop. Oh, sorry, from 5th position. He makes a stop. Gonna be interesting where he comes out compared to San Filippo.
Yeah. Jimenez comes in. Yeah, these guys were all San Filippo, Wood. These guys were all kind of close together. Wood's going to go by. Danilo San Filippo, I think he's going to go by as well.
Oh, this is going to get close.
It's going to be close.
And yeah, Jimenez stays in front. Oh, does he? He spins!
Careful, boys. Keep it locked to the right. San Filippo gets by. Jamie Hall gets by. Jimenez gets it rolling again, but he's down in 9th, losing 2 spots.
Cold tires catch Kevin Jimenez out on the big drop on the turn 1 apex. Spins it around, no harm, no foul, no damage though. Just a little bit of a bruised ego there for Kevin, but the 2 cars ahead, Jamie Hall and Danilo Sanfilippo, they're now fighting. Actually, let me have a look on the wing of Sanfilippo after that touch with Seeger.
Take a quick look at it. Look at Marco.
Yes, Xavi Ross is in pit lane right now, and Sanfilippo seems like he did not have any damage from that.
Ross is rolling. Of course, Usher is long gone, and we expect Ross to get out comfortably ahead of Unhola.
Seeger is, by the way, also in pit lane now. And yeah, seems like Marco Sanfilippo did lose even more time now compared to Xavi Ross, because there is now nearly a full Mercedes arena between the two.
Seeger rolling. I don't believe there's anybody who has a chance to get him. He's going to come out all by himself. Slots into 6th position.
Oh,
so
Jamie Hall.
Go ahead.
Jamie Hall nearly had a coming together with Danilo Sanfilippo there in turn 1, because Jamie missed his braking point a little bit, was able to avoid the Italian's car.
We're not going to go to a replay because Jamie is right on the tail of Sanfilippo Danilo. I can report that we have 1 car left to pit, and that is Tommy Unhola, the Finn.
And he still is yet to pit as he goes around the pit lane one more time.
We stay on board with Hall. Boy, he's had a day's worth of excitement right now, right on the tail of Sanfilippo, looking for some way around.
Sanfilippo right now our hard charger of the race. No, actually he isn't. It's actually Tanner McCullough, 15th to 10th. So that's 5 positions gained for him, where Danilo Sanfilippo only gained 4 positions.
Dirty Torque driver trying to run down Sanfilippo. There is one other driver that is yet to pit, and that is Tanner McCullough. He'll be coming in soon. He races still on the lead lap in 10th. Looking back at Hall. Off the gearbox camera. You see him kick up a little dirt. Things will settle down here. We expect Unhola to come in. I think Usher will easily get him. Ross should get him as well. The question is, where will Unhola sort out in relationship to this battle?
Let's actually see what lap times is he doing compared to Seeger. I think that is.
And again, I got fooled by the wrong Sanfilippo. I think it's going to be an issue with Marco Sanfilippo, not Danilo Sanfilippo.
Well, Unhola was very close to Matt Wood, and they still put up pretty much the same lap times. So Unhola now in pit lane is going to be interesting between him and Matt Wood.
So he's in. Ross goes by. Now the next car is going to be Marco Sanfilippo, but he is just going through Coca-Cola right now. He's got a ways to go. Okay, there's... Now he's going to get him. Unhola's not going to get out in time, so next would be Wood.
And I think Unhola got him as he's already off the pit limiter. And Wood is only now coming to the pit limiter lane. So yeah, Unhola getting a little few meters there out of that battle for himself.
Okay, boys and girls, the pit stops are done. We're going to run through the field 5 at a time. I'll start with the top guys. Mark Usher up in front by almost 11 seconds over the driver in second, which is Xavi Ross. Ross has another 10 seconds back to Marco Sanfilippo, who races in third. No real battles up front as he has about 6.5 seconds back to the Finn of Tommy Unhola. There's only 2 seconds back to Matt Wood, though, in fifth, and maybe Wood might have the legs to get there. So there's your top 5. Steph, what do you got after that?
Well, Thomas Seeger is sitting in 6th place right now, starting from 7th. He only gained 1 position. Behind him, though, Kevin Jimenez, he's one of the Hard Charger nominees for today. Starting in 10th, he's right now sitting in 7th position. Jamie Hall, he dropped off a little bit of Jimenez, probably had a little bit of a mistake yet again today. A little bit of a mistake, a riddled race for him so far. Started in 9th, but because of mistakes, only in 8th right now. He could be probably up there with Unhola without his mistakes. Right behind him, the brother, if I remember correctly, of Marco Sanfilippo, Danilo Sanfilippo, in a 9th position, gaining himself 2 positions as well, starting from 11th. In 10th, though, the hard charger of today so far, Tanner McCullough, streaming on Twitch his race right now in the blue car, blue machine. He is 10th right now, and yeah, we only have 13 drivers actually in this race remaining.
Well, let's not disappoint those final 3. Their friends and family are watching. Let's go to 11th. This is a little bit of a battle here. Jordan Westphal in 11th. Closing up fast, though, is Mustafa Erden. Erden has had his issues today. I expect that the number 16 of Erden is eventually going to get to Westphal. Last car on the lead lap, as they continue to blink there a little bit, is John Pat Kelly in the Baker's Dozen position, sitting in 13th. And he's got... well, it won't be long till Mark Usher gets him. He'll be lucky if he finishes on the lead lap. Usher's a-coming. We stay on this battle, though, right now with Erden and Westphal.
Actually, Sanfilippo and Hall are very close together right now. For 8th position, that is.
We look at here, 9th position, the car in the back. That is Danilo Sanfilippo. His brother races in 3rd right now as he gets up on the back of Jamie Hall. We are working lap number 27. 12 to go. Here he comes. He's going to wait. He got within a car length, didn't want to force the issue. You can really see the concertina effect as they go through the chicane. They close up, then they separate again. Out of the final corner, down the main straight. Let's see if he puts on a move here. Yeah.
He got steam, he brought the steam, and he's nearly going past into the braking zone already, but Jamie Hall a bit too hard onto the brakes, a bit too late onto the brakes, but prevails out of this battle. I did not see that coming.
Oh, he took that defensive line, and whoa, a little bit loose there from Sanfilippo. Careful, boys. Sanfilippo working to the left, working to the right. He's going to get him on the inside now as Hall makes a mistake. Good night. Nurse moves Sanfilippo up into 8th position. Hall will have to settle for 9th.
Seems like Hall has some problems of himself. We had the report of Phil Lake, who said that he had the contact with Jamie Hall, and he had damage from that, and it didn't get repaired, so he decided to call it a day, and it might seem like that Jamie Hall has some damage himself that didn't get fixed to how much fixed he would have liked it to be.
Let's go up to our leaders. He's got a little work to do now. He made his way around John Pat Kelly. He's going to be coming up on Mustafa Erden here. See if he can make this maneuver. This is really the only thing that is possibly sitting between Mark Usher and the checkered flag. Would be some type of miscommunication with the back marker. We haven't had our cameras on Mark Usher too much this season, or this race. My director, Sean Crackers Ambrose, and I got to know a lot about Mark Usher.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Tanner McCullough, he's going into pit lane right now.
Oh, wait a minute. I got contact here. A mistake from Danilo Sanfilippo. Got together with Jamie Hall. This is in the chicane. We're going to look for this one.
I do not see anything.
They have to be close together here. They are both still racing. See if I can find what lap it happened on here. Make sure we're on the right lap. You know, I'm sorry, it was lap 25. It's something we missed. Sorry about that. We go back live. It was 4 laps ago. They got together. That might be something going on. Why they are separated so much now.
Yeah, that would then make sense why Jamie Hall is so slow all of a sudden.
Yeah,
instead of doing 33s, he is now down to 35s, and with that he is the slowest car, by far the slowest car on the lead lap right now.
Yeah, that's what it was. We're looking here. There's the battle for 4th. Director, if you don't mind, can we go up to the leader real quick as he's working on behind this back mark? We'll see how he deals with Tanner McCullough. He's got all the time in the world here. All right, Tanner, what you gonna do? You're not in a battle here. Just let him by. That's how we do it.
Oh, and Usher with a little bit of a mistake there. Out of the NGK chicane, a bit too greedy. No harm, no foul though, and continues on his way. Meanwhile, Tommy Onhola, he is starting to get under a little bit of pressure of Matt Wood again, as Matt Wood has closed in the gap between the two to just a few car lengths. Now, actually half a second now is between them.
Been jumping you around a lot, so let's stay here and look at this one. Catch our breath and watch a little bit of racing. Tommy Onhola racing in 4th, started in 5th, way back on the first lap. Worked his way back up. Matt Wood. Working his way up, trying to get if he can get on the back of Onhola. Of course, James Wood is not here today. He's probably acting in a movie somewhere. Looking at Nola and Wood as they race beneath that German sky, pushing down on the racetrack.
And the interesting thing here is we're getting close to 3 p.m. Virtual standard time, and the track surface, it actually did cool down ever so slightly. It started with 31 degrees Celsius. It's now down to 30 or 86 Fahrenheit for you Americans out there. So yeah, very interesting that this track isn't getting hotter at all.
Continue to look at that battle. Like that drone cam there. That's fun to watch. Talk big picture out of all the drivers that are going to be doing well in the points. Xavi Ross was sitting 3rd in points coming into the race, a 2nd place here today. That's going to help him a lot. Of course, I can't emphasize this point enough. There are 4 drop races, so in theory, Mark Usher will have more points than Ross when they start taking into account those drops. I know that's confusing, but trust me.
It is gonna get Usher is going to race a full season here or not, or if he's only gonna appear every now and then. As we go to P10 here between Jordan Westphal and Tanner McCullough.
Unfortunately, these drivers have fallen off the lead lap, but nevertheless, they continue to battle for this position, and they've been battling all race long. McCullough in that really pretty blue car. I like that color. I'm colorblind, but my rods. Oh no! It might be pretty, but it's not going to look up good bent up like that, as he almost got in the back of Westphal.
Yeah, Westphal, lots of problems though through the entry chicane. Is able to keep it together though, and continues on his way ahead of Tanner. But Tanner is clearly the faster car, just has to be patient enough to jump on Jordan when he least expects it.
With 7 to go, this is one of the closer battles. I got my eye on Hola and Wood to see if anything happens there, but let's stay on this one a little bit. Let these guys race in the lap down, show us what they can do. They're putting on a good show. Hopefully they're listening, and Tanner McCullough says, okay, Soup wants to see the pass. I'll see if I can do it for him while I'm on screen. Losing a little bit of time.
Yeah, you know how those Canadians are, always polite.
Oh, that's how you do it! If you can't get it around, if you can't do it the right way, wait till he makes a mistake. Jordan Westphal makes the mistake.
Jordan Westphal goes for a mistake there. A little bit too polite on letting Tanner McCullough by there. Obviously also a Canadian there. That was a Canadian battle between the two, but yeah, just a bit too greedy on the throttle, out of the hairpin there, and around he goes.
McCullough goes up to P10. Let's jump in on our driver in second position. This is Xavier Ross. Oh, careful! This is Xavier Ross. It's Ross spins. There were cars spinning in front of him. Mustafa Erdin was in the grass. I just had a hunch. My spidey senses were tingling because he was coming up on some lap traffic.
Yeah, Erden a bit too fast into the entry chicane. Actually keeps it out of pretty much trouble there, and then also goes to kill a family of cones. And Xavier Ross, I think he got scared a little bit by the slow car of Erden, so yeah, interesting development there.
The dramatic experience of seeing all that Kona side going on there. So he continues now to race in second.
And while this was going on, Tanner McCullough went for a mistake. Also there, that is, I think that is the Ford curve. Yes, it is. Takes the shortcut through there. Probably picked up a little bit of underfloor damage, but no positions lost for him.
Usher out in front. Ross remains in second. Sam Filippo. This one was 6 to go. Matt Wood is eventually going to make a stab here in the hole. Or he might not have to. He might just be close enough to see if he can get the fin to make a mistake. But I tell you, those fins, they got ice water in their veins, baby. Looking off the gearbox of Anhola. Started in 5th, now up to 4th. But that really doesn't tell the story of his race. Through the chicane. Riding on board now, look it up! As we ride with Matt Wood over his helmet. Remember, Wood had a spin earlier. He would be farther up. He's trying to make up for a little mistake he had. That's the case for a lot of these drivers. Not too many of them have been clean all the way through. Antonio Poveda can attest to that, our pole sitter, who currently sits in last. Nine cars on the lead lap as we continue to watch this battle for 4th. Next on the hit list for Mark Usher will be Jamie Hall, who races in 9th. I don't think he's going to get the ball. Talk about follow-up on some of the battles we were watching that were a lap down. McCullough races in 10th now. Nobody around him. He got the best of Jordan Westfall after his mistake. All right, now as we... Go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to say I was muted the whole time and was talking. But what I wanted to say, Jamie Hall, he is actually 4 seconds slower than Mark Usher right now, so it might be that Usher gets by Jamie Hall in the last remaining laps of this motor race.
Did get a little lonely in here for a while, and you probably thought how rude I was to be talking over you all the time. Okay, as we look at McCullough here, this is interesting. Remember Xavi Ross, who had that spin? Well, that's because he had to negotiate around some of these guys. He's got them all taken care of. He's made his way through Mustafa Erdin after the spin, and Kelly. He's got through Westfall. He only has one more car he has to deal with. Let's stay with us and see how he does with McCullough, assuming he gets there relatively soon. Really, the only other thing we're interested in is the Unhola and Wood battle, but that continues to remain about 4 or 5 car lengths right now. Here comes Zabi now, about 4 car lengths back, and shoot it up. Boy, he did get there. And how about that? McCullough lifts and lets him by. Did not lose any time, able to maintain his position over Jordan Westfall, and does not affect the driver in second. I wonder if Sanfilippo will have to deal with that problem. I don't think Unhola and Wood are going to get to those lapped cars.
Actually, let's go to Mr. Matt Wood right now, as he is closing in on Unhola right now down the front stretch, but not close enough to make a move into turn 1. And it starts to seem like Matt Wood, he did push his car a little bit too much, as he's struggling for grip out of the turns. So yeah, Matt seems like he caught up to the back of Unhola, but he is out of weapons already, so the only thing he is left to fight with is his bare hands, and it seems like that is not enough to break the rock that is Tommy Unhola.
Yeah, I think you made a great call. I watched it too. Every time I think he's got a shot at it, he just gets no drive off the corner. Unhola just being really smooth right now. Wood taking a late apex, trying to see if he can get a little bit of run. Time running out for the United Kingdom drivers. He works on the back. Boy, he gets now just a car length back. He's close enough at least to keep Unhola honest, where he can't make a mistake.
Yeah, you're saying it. He is keeping close enough to have at least a little bit of pressure on Unhola, because he knows he's not allowed to make any mistakes. But to be honest, we're not seeing a whole lot of mistakes from Unhola. In 2 races, we so far only saw 1 mistake from Unhola.
Tip of the hat to Jamie Hall, who just lifted and let Mark Usher go by. Hall now falls a lap down. And then there were 8. The next one is going to be one of the Sanfilippos, the Pinello version. Two laps to go. The big news is the pole sitter Antonio Poveda went out early. Usher qualified in 4th, picked up 2 spots on the opening lap, then waited for Poveda's mistake, inherited the lead, and has been out there the entire time. Unhola started in 5th, made a mistake, go well down the order, fought his way back. Matt Wood has been chasing him for pretty much 3/4 of this race, but just doesn't have anything for him right now.
Oh, and ahead of them, that is the spun car of Mustafa Erdin, who is letting them pass before he goes on his way again.
Boy, there is a 17 incident cap, and I gotta think that Mustafa's getting close to getting that one.
Oh, what spins!
Oh. He tried and he tried and he tried. He did all of he could. He did a little tap of the wall. Wood gets it turned around, and I don't think he's going to lose a spot.
Yeah, he went onto the steep curb there on the inside, and because of that lost it on the throttle. So yeah, very unlucky for Matt Wood, but yeah, I don't think he really had anything still to challenge Tom Unhola for his 4th position.
Our leader through 11, through 12, now on the backstretch, heading towards the final chicane of 14 and 15, a little left-right combination. He's done it right 38 times. He does it right for a 39th. One more corner left to go, and that is the right-hand sweeper of 16. It's the batteries not included series. Round number 2 from the Nürburgring goes to Mark Usher. Usher gets the win, but when we add up the raw points and come back for round number 3, I think you're going to see this name at the top of the chart. Xavi Ross gets second.
Oh! Tommy Unhola spun out of Warsteiner Kurve.
Unbelievable. Not only spun, he crashed it.
Oh, and Matt Wood spun out of NGK chicane.
Points to be vultured by everybody. Unhola, as we get the replay, I can tell you that Sanfilippo gets 3rd. I think Unhola is still going to get 4th.
Yes,
he lifts his car around.
He's still got 4th because Matt Wood spun off NGK chicane. As we're gonna see the crash now of Unhola heavy into the wall there.
So that was there. Wood, the position was there for the taking. If Wood could, but he could not. Here we see Matt.
Yeah, I think he saw the stricken car of Unhola in front of him and got a little bit too greedy there and spins his car around.
So no positions change. Thomas Zeiger gets 6th position. Jimenez Sanfilippo round out the only cars that were on the lead lap. All right, well, that was darn exciting at the end. The racing is over here. Our broadcast is not. We'll be back after a short break to run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers, and then before we put a lock on the gate. Don't go far. You're watching the Global Sim Racing channel on the iRacing Esports Network. global sim racing channel via the iRacing Esports Network, brings you the post-race show for the Batteries Not Included Round 2 event here from the Nürburgring. Let's give you the finishing order right now. Mark Usher started in 4th, picked up 2 positions early on, waited for a mistake from the pole sitter Antonio Poveda, and gets the win in his first appearance of the season. Javi Ross sits 3rd in the points coming into this race. I think he'll be our points leader coming out of it. He gets 2nd position. Marco Sanfilippo did a great job to get the final podium position. I said he had ice water in his veins. My co-commentator said he was steady as a rock. We're talking about Tommy Unhola, who crashes it on the very last lap, but nevertheless grabs the car home for 4th position because Matt Wood, who saw the wounded car in front of him, got nervous and crashed his car as well. Wood able to lift his car in 5th position. A very quiet run from the German driver Timo Zeiger as he gets 6th position ahead of Kevin Jimenez. Danilo Sanfilippo gets 8th, the last car on the lead lap. Stefan, I'm going to stop there and throw it to the back half of the field, going to you starting with 9th.
Jamie Hall takes home 9th position as Soup mentions the first car on the lead lap. Our charge reward goes to Tanner McCullough from 15th to 10th, gaining 5 positions. Just behind him in the battle for that 10th position, Jordan Westfall has to come into 11th position. John Pat Kelly, 12th. Mustafa Eden, who we saw spun also in the last laps, 13th. Thomas Knoll, first car not to finish this motor race here today at Nürburgring. 14th, Philip Lake, 15th, Stewie White, 16th, and Antonio Ortiz Poveda crashes out of the lead. Pretty much goes from first to last, 34 laps down in 17th position.
All right, I have the pleasure of getting to talk to the driver who finished in 4th position. We'll bring him in right now, and it is Tommy Unhola. Tommy, it's Soup here. I have watched you race a lot. I don't know if I've ever seen you have a more chaotic race, a really strange beginning, really strange ending. Tell us a little bit about early on where you went back.
Well, yeah, it was really interesting as I got a really good start and first corner was okay, but I don't know what happened or what was going on. As cars were really bad. It was nothing like in practice, and temperature was kind of same, so I have no idea what happened. And then there was a bit of contact on when I was struggling with car, and that didn't help. I think I got a bit of damage, but I actually have no idea what was going on. But it was a bit better when I got tire pressures up, so I got start driving bit faster, and it was a really fun fight with Matt then. Yeah, that was really something, as I didn't think I can keep him behind me, but maybe he had a bit of damage or something, as and tires were maybe gone, as he made a couple mistakes, I think, but it was really fun.
And then you're home free. All you got to do is bring it in. You're on the last lap, nobody around you, and you put it in the wall.
Oh yeah, I'm actually looking at telemetry right now. I forgot that there is bump on that exit curb, and I usually don't drive like that. And I was all relaxed, and I think I had it, and then I hit the bump, and it seems like my front went 40 millimeters under track, so it bounced the car right away in the wall, and it was not so great. And there was one incident before that I almost spun on Dunlop and lost about 4 seconds, and that maybe lost me podium, but as I crashed in the end, it was. Yeah, I'm surprised that I kept place after that, or I even finished. It was really hard hit, and Matt was right behind me, but I think he spun also or something.
He did. He was so surprised to see Tommy Unholy spinning on the last lap. He thought he'd follow suit. Hey, congratulations! It was fun to watch you race. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yes, thank you, and see you guys later.
A lesson to all you new iRacers. If you feel bad about yourself spinning, if it can happen to Tommy Unhola, it can happen to you. Okay, I think we're going to be able to talk to Jimenez here, who finished in 7th position. Stefan?
Hello.
Yeah, exactly. Started in 10th, finished in 7th, and Kevin, quite an eventful race there for you. Talk us through your point of view there for this race.
Well, it was a quite difficult race. It was a survival for me. It's not the race I wanted because I did some mistakes. I did 2 spins. First on the turn 3 or 4, and I missed the wall by nearly centimeters. So it was quite a close one. And in the pit stop, it was another mistake. I overtook 2 positions in the pit stop, but when I went off the pit stop and then in the first corner I spun. So it was a ridiculous situation because it was something I wasn't ready for. The cold
Yeah.
tires and everything, so I wasn't ready.
Yeah, well, sadly for you, we had that on the broadcast. We were live on that. Yeah, you said it. Your pit stop worked quite well, except for the mistake. And you, it seemed like you weren't really able to recover from that. Did you have problems with your tires afterwards?
No, not really. It was more problem of confidence. I wasn't very confident all the race, so yeah, I had very little practice. I came to work and I was like 1 hour of practice every day, so it's not the best result, but it's better than I expected.
Kevin, it's Soup here. Where do you race out of? Are you from Portugal or Spain?
Spain, Barcelona.
Can you tell me why we have what is the influx of all the Spanish drivers in this series? There seems to be a lot of you guys. Do you know why?
Well, in Spain, it's Formula One. It's very traditional. It's a sport we follow a lot, and yeah, maybe it's Fernando Alonso has a lot to do with that.
But
And
yeah,
then, yeah,
a lot of Spanish drivers in this series.
yes, it's a car we race a lot. We love it. We usually race the McLaren MP430, but it's not a car that we really like. We prefer these cars, Williams, more simple cars, but more powerful.
Yeah, and more simple, but I think that's the consensus of everybody is that they like the Williams better over the McLaren. It was fun to watch you race. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, there he was as we talked to Kevin Jimenez there, who comes home in 7th position. We'd like to thank everybody in the Williams iRacing community, and especially Clayton McLeod, for organizing this series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. On screen now are just some of the companies that provide the software and hardware GSRC uses to stream cyberspace into your place. Additional thanks to June Lalonde, who provides the wonderful music. See the screen for how to get a hold of all of her great work. The batteries not included returns in 1 week for round 3 from Watkins Glen. We're going to give you the boot. GSRC will be there on the iRacing Esports Network. We hope you come with us. Next up on the IESN is RaceSpot's coverage of GSRC. No, it's going to be GSRC's coverage of the Weekend Warriors. That's us. SRF action right here from the ring. Coverage goes live at 3:45 Eastern. If you'd like more about us, GSRC, here where you go. Global Sim Racing Channel. We're also on Twitter, GSR Channel, Facebook, Global Sim Racing Channel, and Instagram at GSRC_Graham. All the upcoming races are there if you want them, so check those out. Also, if you haven't done so yet, become a YouTube subscriber by going over to our YouTube page and hitting that big red button. Finally, on behalf of the entire crew, and that would be Stefan, Sean, and Dougie, I'd like to thank all of you for watching as Mark Usher picks up the round number 2 win here from the ring. That's it. We're off to have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.